YouTube, what's going on, YouTube? What is going on? What is happening, man? Of course, you got one more time, DEDRICKHICKSJR, and we are back with another fragrance video. All right, so today, Smell Good family, we're gonna be talking about the note of rose. All right, so here I have an odd number. I have 9. All right, 9 of my favorite rose fragrances. I have more than 9, but these were the 9 that I felt deserved to make this style of video. So that's what we went with. So you know, rose is a very interesting note when it comes to men. All right, men are iffy on rose. Just depends on who you're talking to. You have some who really love it, like myself, and others that are like you who are watching, and then we have some that are on the fence. I'm not quite sure. I would like to get into rose, but I'm not positive. And then you have the guys that says, nah, roses are for women, bro. Okay, grow up, bro. Grow up. All right, all this stuff is subjective, all right, including favorite notes. All right, so in trueness and truthfulness, rose does lean feminine. It is a more feminine style of a note that really goes into a lot of cosmetics and different things, especially when you deal with the feminine line of products. All right, but in the last few years or so, rose has been taken and been given a masculine touch or a masculine vibe to it. Powder, it's just all kind of different things. We're going to get into it right now. All right, so as always, hopefully you all are doing well and doing great. Thank you for watching, and let's get into my breakdown of my favorites, and maybe you'll get to know just a little bit more why I truly love the note of rose. All right, up first, from the house of Kajal, man, one of the best rose fragrances ever made. From the house of Kajal, we have Lamar. Lamar, man, I had been hearing about this for a year or so, and everybody who was showing love to the channel on the live streams and on the videos, and I would talk about a rose fragrance, they would say Lamar, 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 Lamar. I drug my feet on it. I took my time. Joma Shop ended up having a great sale on it, and I copped this for a crazy price. It was like $115 or $120 for this bottle. I had been seeing it higher for quite some time, so I pulled the trigger. And when I got it in, I was like, wow, why did you wait so long? This beautiful rose and pineapple and saffron style of a fragrance, sexy at its highest level to me. Very unisex, male and female can wear this, but where this leans a little bit more for us fellas, at least in my opinion, is that spicy addition to this fragrance, man. That saffron really provides that. I mean, I just overly enjoy this fragrance, man, and every time I wear it, it's kind of like a mesmerizing situation that I have to go through. My wife enjoys it. I've been complimented on this fragrance by women and men for that matter when I wear it, so it's definitely high on my list. Fellas, I encourage you, if you're wanting to explore the note of rose, if you're kind of on the fence, get your nose on all these, sample them, get out if you can to see if you could vibe with it. But this one for sure is just one that just was mind-blowing. From the house of Lamar, from the house of Kajal, we have Lamar. All right, up next, I have touted this as the greatest rose fragrance that I have ever smelled. All right, from the house of Zahara, we have Signature Rose. Signature Rose, man, it's like this fresh and fruity rose with these spices and this incensey feel to the fragrance. It's just so beautifully put together, so smooth. Such a smooth fragrance that has the depth and body. George Zahara and his team really did something remarkable with this fragrance. And fellas, this is one, if I had to highly recommend just one, which I hate to do, well, I guess I'm highly recommending more than one, so I'm not going to say what I was about to say, but this is one to get your nose on for sure. Unisex as well, ladies, you could definitely get your nose on this as well, but you get this fresh and fruity type of a rose, the smokiness, like this, it's like kind of this sugary rose, like a sugary rose is what I get, but This stuff is a great performer. It smells fantastic, and the note of rose is represented really, really, really well. And it'll pique your interest and give you a different vibe because this is not a common type of DNA that's out there. All right, rose is common, but this DNA is not. All right, so from the house of Zahara, definitely highly recommend this to try at least. We have Signature Rose from Zahara. Great stuff here. All right, up next, man, let's go to the Middle Eastern world. This was the fragrance that introduced me and opened up my mind to rose, although it is a clone of a fragrance out there. But this was the one that I tried first, and that's why it's on this list, and I love it. From the house of Latafa, all right, we have Amethyst. Amethyst. I always got to give credit to Kuba Knows. I don't even know if he knows who I am, but I'm a big fan of Kuba Knows' content and have been for years. Listen, I was curious about this. Curious. Shout out Jeremy as well from the House of Colossus. He is another one that got me on this due to his takes on it. But listen, that jammy rose, that's what this is. Jammy rose with oud and vanilla and amber with some spice to it. But the vanilla and the amber and the oud really shine here with that jammy rose. This is so sexy, man. It is so sexy. Again, unisex. And it just really opened up my mind. I remember when I first smelled it, I was literally blown away. And I was like, wow, you've been tiptoeing so long, and I'm glad I tiptoed into this. So this is the one that opened up my mind. I have smelled Atomic Rose by Initio, which this is inspired by. And they're very, very close, very, very similar. But I don't know if I'll ever need to own that because I have this, all right? So this is the rose fragrance that opened up my mind, and it's on this list, and it's definitely bang for your buck. And I don't know if you can sample this, but I think this is around 30 bucks. So at worst, it's a tank of gas maybe. Or you can gift it to someone who could appreciate it. But from the House of Latafa, beautiful rose fragrance, we have Amethyst. Amethyst. All right, up next, probably the most polarizing fragrance in my collection due to a couple of reasons, but this stuff is outstanding. From the house of Maciano, however you want to pronounce it, we have Toy Boy. We have Toy Boy. Man, number one, look at the atomizers on this thing. Woo! Beautiful. Let that fill the air. Now, this is a fresh and spicy rose, but then you get these this pear note that gives it a different tone of a fruity feel. Some people say they get like a pickly vibe in the opening of this thing. I can see that, but if you ever smelled a fresh rose that is being like the horns and the thorns are being cut off the stem and it's really, really fresh, that's what this is. This is niche designer for sure. But this is one of the most interesting fragrances, but believe it or not, I always get complimented on this. Always. Every time that I wear it, I get complimented. So again, a fresh, spicy take on rose. You get this pear note that's in here that's providing this different style of a fruitiness to it. But this stuff it's great. I love it. I do wear it, I guess occasionally. I wear this fragrance. I've worn it to the office. I've worn it out and about. I just kind of just wear it whenever I want. All right, so I'm gonna be picking up the wares on this coming up this fall, but this is one for sure that you can get out of smelling your department store right now or get you a sample. Do not blind buy this. Do not blind buy anything. Do not. Get your nose on it. Now, if you want to be a blind buy warrior, salute to you. All right, from the house of Maciano, Monchino, we have Toy Boy. Big fan of this stuff for sure. For sure. All right. Moving along to the house of Dolce & Gabbana. From the exclusive edition, we have Mysterious Night. Mysterious Nights. Man, this stuff is awesome. And it's slept on. This stuff is awesome and slept on. They did a great job of capturing that Middle Eastern vibe with this particular fragrance, which features the note of rose. This is a rose and oud style of a fragrance. Oriental spice. There's a sweetness in here as well. This is really good. Limited edition, Not really seeing a lot of conversation or even seeing it out there, period. But if you can get your nose on this, especially if you're a fan of Rose, you can appreciate this. I wore this a handful of times last fall and last winter, and every time I wore it, I was like, wow, this stuff was really made well. They did a good job with this. Dolce & Gabbana, you know, really did well here, and you get a lot of love, and rightfully so, for Luminous Nights. But I'm just gonna keep it real, man. I prefer this over Luminous Nights because of the love and infatuation that I currently have with Rose. Just being honest. Just being honest. Even though Luminous Nights is a stunner, it's beautiful. But this right here, they did a good job capturing that Middle Eastern vibe in their own way. Good quality here, and it's just lingering in the air. It's taken out the Toy Boy. It took out the Toy Boy, which is a stronger fragrance, and this has power too as well. Definitely recommend you get your nose on this, Rose lovers. Or if you're on the wall, so to speak, check it out. From the house of Dolce & Gabbana, from the exclusive edition, we have Mysterious Night. Mysterious Night. All right, let's head back to the Middle Eastern world. And man, when I first got my nose on this, I was like, hold on. From the house of Lattafa, we have Oud Mood. Listen, bro, this might be one of the strongest fragrances in my collection. Spicy rose, some sweetness from this caramel that gives it a different type of sweetness compared to what vanilla can do. So rose, spices, caramel with some oud in here. That's what you get. This is a wintertime special. This is a wintertime night out type of fragrance, man. I would not play around with this because it is strong and it ain't going nowhere. Massive bang for your buck. I don't know what this is cloning. If anybody knows out there, let me know. But this stuff is impressive. I wore it out on a cold night, and I don't know why we went to Top Golf in the cold, but that's what we wanted to do last year. And I wore this out, man, and the sillage was just going nuts, man. I was complimented by my waitress. I was complimented in the bay by the young lady who was setting us up at the bay before we went to golf. And I just remember this. This created a moment and a memory, a scent memory, so to speak, because outside in the cold where we were, this was crazy good. I love it. Spices, rose, and sweet caramel. That's what you get. Don't sleep. Bang for your buck. Good stuff. From the house of Lattafa, we have Oud Mood. All right, 3 more left to get to. Let's get to another one from the Middle Eastern world. This is another inspired by another clone. I know some of you out there are yay and nay on clones, but that is okay. I personally am a fan of all genres of fragrance, and this is a darn good one for sure. From the house of Paris Corner, from the Ministry of Oud line, we have Oud Satin. I've raved about this over the past year or so. This is inspired by fragrance from Mason Francis Kurkdjian's Oud Satin Mood. A powdery rose, very sweet and powdery, jammy rose. Powerful and strong as well. That seems to be the theme of a lot of these rose fragrances here, but powerful and strong. Like I said, powdery for sure. It comes off very, as a matter of fact, in this fragrance, and they did a very good job of cloning Oud Satin Mood. You get quality here. Don't turn your neck up to it because it isn't inspired by. This does have some really good quality. Bang for your buck. And if you're into that more powdery nuance when it comes to maybe a rose style of a fragrance, this right here is something that you should look into. I love this stuff. It is sexy. My wife loves it. When my sister smelled it, she bought her a bottle ASAP because she appreciates her unisex for sure. From the house of Paris Corner, from the Ministry of Oud line, we have Oud Satin. Oud Satin. All right. And up next, from the house of Parfums de Marly, man, this stuff is awesome. We have had it. We have had them. Another apple, caramel, rose, spicy style of a fragrance. And this is just quality. That oriental spice, that oriental vibe is super present here. The apple does a good job accompanying with the saffron. And there's a sweetness from, I believe caramel is in here as well. And then you get that rose that gives it its freshness. It's not a jammy rose. It's more of a fresh rose that's blended in with that apple and that caramel. Some people say they get like a green apple, what do you call it? A hard apple, a candy apple, a green candy apple vibe from this fragrance. All right, so I can see why they say that, but this is another very good rose fragrance where the rose plays a part, but it's not the headliner. More of that spice and green apple and that sweetness from the caramel kind of uplifts the freshness of the rose. You're gonna stand out wearing this. You're gonna stand out wearing any of these. These are not common everyday scents. So you're gonna stand out if you're looking for that type of opportunity. And this is one that I personally love. If I had to rank this would definitely be in the top 5. It is in my top 5 of rose fragrances from the House of Lattafa. We have Habden. We have Habden. And last but not least, I don't wear a lot from this house. I haven't had many bottles from this house, but this is my favorite one because of the rose. From the House of Gucci, we have Gucci Guilty, EDP, the Pour Homme. Spicy synthetic rose. That's what you get. Spicy rose, you get this balsamic nature to it for sure. On the dry down, it gets a little more soft and powdery. It wears well, great performance. But this is a unique fragrance. I'm not gonna say niche designer, but it's on the borderline. But you do get the synthetic pop in the opening of this. But once it gets itself together and it dries down, starts to dry down, it really shines. And that spicy rose really stands out for sure. Like I said, a powdery nature when this thing really starts to get to the dry down, and that balsamic vibe as well is really elevating the experience of this fragrance for sure. So this is another good one. I just worn it recently. Great rose fragrance. Gucci did a good job with this one. From the House of Gucci, we have Gucci Guilty Pour Homme, the EDP. All right, Smell Good family, there you have it. Nine of my favorite rose fragrances. I have plenty of more, but these are the 9 that I want to talk to you guys about. I feel like they deserve to be in this style of a video. And we'll talk more about rose as we go, but fellas, listen to me. Don't turn your nose up at rose. At least give it a try if you have not already. Hey, you like what you like. Fragrances are subjective. Sample, and then go from there. All right, so until next time, y'all be cool, be safe, take care of yourselves. Splack it up, hey, splack it down, splack it that thing all around. All right, remember, what you put out into this world is exactly, you, especially you, exactly what you're going to get back. All right, appreciate y'all, love y'all, thank you for the support. We're on to 9,000 subscribers. Man, that's crazy. Splacker.